Hello everyone. It's Monday, which means death is back out. Ta-da! Also, hi Doctor, and thank you for the 45 stream streak. And I'm sorry to hear you're feeling lonely. So hopefully the few hours in which I am here today will help. But I started two new projects. I started one on Saturday, which was my Evertoe Roxy. Well, it was actually my it came from Evertoe, but it was actually my Modern Folk embroidery little acorn sow. Wow, my brain. You'll have to forgive me. My head started to hurt like an hour ago. I've taken something, but it just hurts. I'm just bringing up Notion real quick before I actually start stitching. Because I wanted to, I don't think I'll be able to show you on this view, but I'll be able to show you the preview. And today I started Night Blooms. But here, where is Google? I have to find it on both. This is like the only annoying thing. Google on this side. Where is it? There it is. So this is the little acorn sow by Modern Folk Embroidery. So I started this on Saturday. I did 347 stitches. Again, I can't show you the progress. I think I'd have to go stitch tracker. Hang on, it's gonna ask. Nope, don't bother opening browser. We have to give it like an hour because, yep. See, this is also what I mean when I say that some of these don't have pictures, and it's because apparently some days I just didn't take one, and then others I took two. So some of these have more than one picture. I haven't finished. I only got as far as, well, I've been doing them in pattern order that I started them. So when I come here, I'm going through it in this order. But not up here. I have to start here. Because this is when I started tracking. So I think I'm up to Olaf now. But anyway, where's my... Anyway, we have to scroll quite a bit because this is 2023. We have to get to 2026. I could have just gone to Discord and opened it, but never mind. Here we go. We're here now, so it's fine. So yeah, so Saturday, I just didn't feel like working on Olivia. This fabric doesn't look like this in real life. It looks a bit more like dull. It's yeah, let me go to Evertoe real quick. That is not what I wanted. No, that is not. Did it not open? Oh, for God's sake. Why is it? It's not opening. Oh, maybe because if I do that, it'd be better. Yep. It's fine. There we go. So I am stitching it on this. This is the actual colour of the fabric. Dusk. So that's this one at the here. This is more like what the fabric looks like. Not this. And I started doing all this work, like all this stitching. I've also got this in a scroll frame, which is why it looks a bit skew-iff, like right here. Hey Natty, how are you doing today? Yeah, so this is what I worked on. I'm using my two Evertoe needle minders to go with it because why not? So that's what I worked on Saturday. I did all this. That was so much counting, and this fabric is, like I said, it looks like this. It's very dark, so it's been quite difficult to count, and it's also 40 counts. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. So I did like a bunch of these stitches first, and I think I got to about here, and then I started doing like half stitches every 9 stitches. Then I do a cross for a 10. And I did that all the way across, and then this one I had to do 11 because it ended on 11, not 10. So then I had to fill it all back in, and then I had to go down, which was easier, And then I was going to go back across because like, oh, it won't matter so much, but I was like, I just don't really want to. So I did that instead. And that was Saturday. And again, if we go back to here, I'm using a conversion from Roxy Flusco, but I recharted it so I'd be able to see where all the colours need to go. So like if I go to Pattern Keeper real quick, nope, not that. Hang on, I now also need to get to Pattern Keeper. We'll clear that for a sec. If I go right to the bottom, I've put in some new charts. I haven't bought any new charts. These were just ones I already had. I put the Ghost Bat sampler and Summer's Day, but this is the one that I made with DMC. Where's my Pattern Keeper? I wish when I did it on one it'd do on the other, because I always have to click between the two. So yeah, so this is, I had to use Ecru for the off-white, so that's why it looks a bit weird. So this was the Ecru, and I haven't done any of the back stitching because I'm just going to use the PDF for that, but that's basically what it's going to look like, kind of. The colours aren't accurate because they're Roxy Flusco, but I did start this today. I haven't done much, I've just done this part of the border and I've started coming up on this part. Now I'm stitching it on a very dark fabric, so productive today. Let me see if I can pull it over. Might not be able to get much, but there you go. That's basically, I know it's not the full thing, but see, that's where I am. And that's the colour of my fabric. It's like a nice brown. A very dark brown. So, yeah. Just thought I would start that. I wasn't going to originally. I actually had most of the colours for both of them. For both the Ghost Bat and for Night Bloom. So I was like, oh, I've already ordered the missing threads, so I can start that, but I'm not going to start the Ghost Bat until after Night Blooms is finished. So, but that one probably won't take me long because it's only about 5,000 stitches. But yeah, I started that this morning. Well, after I had my shower, I came back in here, had my breakfast, and I was like, I'm just going to put the fabric on the frame. And then I blinked and suddenly there was a thread, a needle in my hand, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm stitching it now. And that's a 36 count. It's actually perfectly sized. It's an offcut, but it's not exactly the size of the piece. It's still a bigger piece of fabric that I need to cut down. But it's not a normal Megan size. So yeah, what did everyone else get up to this weekend? Did anyone do anything crafty or just fun? I finished the diagonal on Olivia's hydrangeas yesterday and I reached 5%. So that's nice. I might have to make Olivia the project I just keep out all year round and work on. Either if I'm not streaming her, I'm just gonna work on her like on the weekends. I might have to end this thread after these two stitches because that's getting ridiculously short. It can't reach the needle minder very well. And I desperately need to paint my nails now. They're chipping so bad. I might do them tomorrow. I would have done them today, but I didn't get in the shower as early as I had originally planned because my sister had an appointment and she had to be out by 9, so she needed the bathroom at around 8. So I had my shower a bit later. I had it around 9, which isn't too bad. It's only an hour, but I did a bag change today, so that's all nice and clean. There's something nice about having a proper shower where you take your bag off. You just are one with the shower. Maple says hi. Hi, Maple. Yeah, Zelda and Molly were sleeping on the bed yesterday, very close to each other. Like, closer than usual. And we were like, oh. And then Zelda stretched in his sleep and Molly got mad and smacked him. It was like, oh. But they stayed next to each other. Normally one of them gets off when that happens, but nope, they stayed. See, this is why this thread has to go, because it's getting too short to stitch with, apparently. How are you doing today, Doctor? Other than feeling lonely. Do you like the Witchy Stitcher? Of course I like the Witchy Stitcher. I have a few of her. I'm a patron. I have a good selection of her patterns. And I have her book. I have the PDF version, not the physical, but yeah, I have her book. Not great? Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I have her Supernatural Sal in the works and the Cryptid Sal lined up after. Over yesterday when I was sorting out my threads to put in with Night Blooms and the Ghost Bat, for some reason I want to keep calling it Gothic Bat. I know why. It's because Night Spirit Studio has a pattern called Gothic Bat. So every time I see the word bat, my brain, and a G first, I'm just like, Gothic Bat, and it's like, no, it's Ghost Bat. But I'm also a patron of Night Spirit Studio because her partner is running that at the moment. Why did I say I was parking? I said I was ending. I think Witchy Stitcher follows me on Twitch too, on her old account. I just signed up to her Patreon yesterday, but I really want to do the tarot collection, getting my fabric today. Oh, that is a big one. I have plans to do it with Lumi, who also streams here on Twitch. Well, here on Twitch. She does have a YouTube channel just called Lumi Celine. But because I enabled her, I said to her that when she decides to do it, I will do it with her. I've already picked my fabric. I haven't bought it yet because I don't want to buy it until we know when we're starting it. I might have to remind her about it too. all the parts are out. Oh, they're not really parts, it wasn't an actual stitch along, but all the tarot cards are out. Just the major arcana set. It's getting to the point with this project where I don't need to know what colours some of these symbols are, because I just know them now. Oh, the birds are a bit screamy today because I'm on my own. There is no one else in the house but me at the moment, so there's no one downstairs, so the birds are a bit screamy. Which is fine. Yeah, I missed the free period, but it's worth it. I just wish I can get them all in one shot. She is releasing them as a bundle. I'm not sure when. She did say someone on her Patreon when she was doing it. I just don't remember when that was. Let's have a look. Also, when did I become a patron? February 2024. That means I should... Wait, doesn't that mean I should get the bundle? I can't remember. Horror 9.5% I know on this piece. In February, almost 10, I know, almost 10% of the way through with this. Yeah, in February/March 2026, there will be a full bundle available for purchase at a discounted rate. Patrons who have been members since the beginning of the series will get mailed the full set of all cards in one file, and another with all cards placed in the frame. I will be mailing this out to members in January 2026. If you weren't a member since the beginning but have all of the cards, I will let you know what steps to take to obtain a copy at no extra charge. There was definitely... So I should be getting the full file because I do have all of them. I just don't know when. Yeah, we are almost... I know we can't see it. Maybe stitching will make me feel better. Maybe. We are getting close to halfway through this top row. I've also... I don't know if you've noticed. If you look at the progress pic on... in Discord, I have put the little T. I know you can just see it on the camera. I have also put the middle T on Olivia's hydrangeas, so we'll know where the middle of that is, because I'm getting close on there too. I haven't worked out yet though if I want to keep working on death once stream's done, or continue working on night blooms, or leave night blooms as a morning stitch. I guess I will decide at some point. I was playing Thread Chicken on Night Blooms earlier. I was coming up to the top part, like where it curls over. Well, curves, not curls. And I was like, I should have enough thread. I do the 3 stitches and then it's 2, 2, and then I think that was it. it's 332. So I did the first 3, I did the second 3, and then I was on the last 2 stitches, and I was like, oh, I don't think my thread's gonna make it, and it didn't. It was like, nope. So I was like, damn. Okay, what I'm gonna do, because this stitch is isolated right now, I'm just gonna stitch this one now because it's a start and stop. I definitely think a lot of these patrons are worth it. Like, joining all these Patreons for these different cross-stitch designers is definitely worth it, if you can afford to do so. But I feel like a lot of their entry-level tiers are affordable to some. Oh, I also had to get a new thread on Olivia. You know, my poor man's snag nabbit. I went to go do this on Sunday, well, yesterday, and my thread tore, so I had to get a new bit thread. I was like, At first I thought I'd broke another eye, and I was like, god damn it, but no, it was just a thread, luckily. Oh, did that? I think that just pulled it all through. I'm not 100%. No, Joe will leave it. Give me a sec, guys. I just need to see what Zelda's doing because he's under the bed and I can hear noises. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to mute my mic, but I'm going to go check on him, okay? Right, sorry. I don't know what he was doing because when I got down there to have a look, he came out. So, yeah. Like, I'm not sure if it was the noise I could hear was him moving around under there and he was standing on something, or if he was doing what he did the other day, was just throwing up under there. So who knows? And if he has, he's done it right at the back of the bed this time, underneath, not right near the front. So I think I might have to get them to check when they come home later. These knees weren't made for getting on the floor like that. Oof. It's like when Zelda used to get under there a lot when his teeth were hurting him before I had them taken out. I would get under there to make sure he wasn't, like, well, to make sure he was alright. And he wasn't, like, chewing on things under there, because you know what cats are like. They're suddenly not allowed to chew on things and they want to chew on everything, even things they've never been interested in before. My poor knees. I felt like I was kneeling on peas. Now I know why it's such an effective torture method. To go back to the Patreon discussion, I'm a member of many cross-stitch Patreons. I am in, so we have, I'll start and do it alphabetically, but this might go off kilter real quick. Bad Stitch, Fine Frog Stitching, Flossy Fox Shop, and I'm trying to do these off the top of my head. Might as well just open my folder, hang on. So we have Bad Stitch, Fine Frog Stitching, Flossy Fox Shop, just checking all my C's. I don't think I'm with anyone with a C or other than that, but then it's Needlelot Designs, but she doesn't have a Patreon. She has a Ko-fi, and I'm a member of that. Night Spirit Studio. I am refilling my master set of DMC whilst I listen to you. Oh, do you know what? I was talking to my mum about this yesterday. I was like, I think I'm doing the master set of DMC wrong. Because normal people, well, I shouldn't say normal people. I should say people tend to normally take their threads and take some lengths out of it to put on a thread card or something with a project. And then there's me, I'll just grab the threads I need for Night Blooms, where I just take the whole skein and then when I need it for a project, I don't have it because it's in a project. But I don't know how else to do it because I would have too many lengths of thread everywhere. I'd get very confused, and then I'd have to put them back, and I think that'd be way more annoying. So we got to Needlelot, Night Spirit, I'm a free member of the Frosted Pumpkin at the moment. I haven't taken the plunge on joining that as a paid. Then it's the Stitch Crypt, Tiny Modernist. Oh, Stitch Sprout. I miss Stitch Sprout, but they're an S. I miss them, even though I looked through my S's. But Stitch Sprout, and then Urban Stitches, who's mostly black work, and then Yasmin's Made with Love. I am also a free member of the Witch's Garden Crafts. I used to do that too, and ended up borrowing from other projects, so now I have a master set and it eliminates kitting up. Yeah, see, I just don't think I could make that method work where you take like lengths from a skein and then put it on, because I wouldn't know how to justify it, because some projects, like the Bad Stitch ones I'm currently working on, she only gives you how many stitches of that colour. She doesn't give you, if you stitch it on this count, this is how many lengths or how many meters you need. So I don't have anything to base it off of, which is why I'm like, I don't think I could. But it would be more handy because I currently have bags filled with DMC that I need to put on the floss chips, and ones that are spares for when I was buying for every project. Or I already had them on a floss chip. And I got them with the membership I was in, where I was getting every DMC. So it's just one of those things. Maybe in a few months I'll decide to do it the proper way and not where I take the whole skein, but if you have how many stitches there is, a floss conversion website. Oh, I know about the threadbare one. I just don't know if I can bother with all the work. Hi, Embroidery Geek. How are you doing today? And Angel Fowl, how are you doing today? And hello to you too. I'm a full coverage girl, so the Witchy Stitcher is new to me, but I have seen the tarot about a year ago and wanted to do it so bad. I mean, technically, that tarot series is kind of full coverage. It's not totally, but it might as well be with how big it is. It's how I purchase for my projects. Yeah, I should, but it's just easier in my head to take the whole bobbin. Well, I keep calling them bobbins. I kept doing that yesterday too. They are floss chips. But maybe one day I will convert and do it the proper way. It's just the issue is as well is my master set is on the other side of the room. It's not right here by me. So it's easier just to ask for the skein than it is to take lengths off. For certain projects. But I need to go through my shortcut is very bad. Thank you, Carly, for the jump scare. Sorry to anyone that got. Carly likes to do that sometimes. She likes to just come in and scare people, but not me. I'm a spreadsheet nerd, so I have spreadsheets on how many skeins to buy for my next 4 full coverage projects. Yeah, I do have spreadsheets. I have one for every project I work on and stuff. I got you a few times. I wouldn't say you made me jump, it was just annoying more so than me actually jumping. You've got little more times than you've got me. It's just little, yeah, exactly. I am unjump scareable at the moment. Considering it never popped up anywhere on my screen. Oh, people are home, so the dogs and the birds might go a bit screamy. Or not? I have a spreadsheet that keeps track of my floss chips and like whether the skein is, so I have whether the floss is on the floss chip, meaning it's got one on it. If I have any spares, I have it go up to 4+, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4+. Where is the thread, if it's in my stash or if it's in my project, and then if it's in a project, I have to say which project it's in, although we're running into an issue where some threads say they're in a project and they're just not written down, so I need to go through all my projects and sort that out. Thank you for the alert, Carly. I just hit my January goal for Underworld Persephone last night, 8% done. Nice, good job. There go the birds. So now Spike's screaming because people are home. It's just my sister and my granddad. Why did I do that? There we go. wonder if the end of this diagonal will bring us to 10%. I don't think I'll get this done today, this diagonal on stream. Probably will today off camera, but we'll see. Depends on how many color changes I have to do. Right now I can put, and actually I can put the thread on the needle in waiting. I do this on Olivia when I start a diagonal and I have threads like near the bottom, like down here more. Random question, how do you have Pattern Keeper on the computer? I use a Android emulator called BlueStacks. It is a free software you can download onto your computer. You just need your Google Play account or your Google account, and then you can use it on here. And you can save things from your computer onto your Google Drive, so you can transfer them between the two, between your tablet and your computer. Because I was really sick and tired of having to have a tablet to do my patterning stuff, or my pattern marking. My brains just died then, and I was like, oh, if only. So I looked like on the internet for a Android emulator. BlueStacks popped up. I was a bit wary at first, but no, it's fine. It runs fine. You do get ads, so you have to turn those off. Once you get it, I can tell you how to turn those off, because it takes up half the screen, apparently. I say apparently because as soon as I got the new update, I turned those off so fast. Most people now use BlueStacks to it's my diamond anniversary. Ooh. On Diamond Art Club. What was I saying? Oh yeah, lots of cross stitchers now use Pattern Keeper on BlueStacks so they can use it on their computers because it's much easier. Because I don't have room on this desk to put a tablet that I can see. Plus, with having a cat that likes to just run up on this desk, that tablet would have broke by now. It was alright when I was sitting downstairs on the sofa and cross-stitching, but now I'm like this, sitting here. It's just so much easier, and it makes it easier to show you a lot what I'm doing. That's really cool. I have it on my phone. Been looking into getting a smaller, like 8-inch tablet or something for my cross stitch. Well, maybe you don't need to if BlueStacks would help. It depends also on how many screens you have on your laptop or computer. Though for laptops you can get, if you don't want a proper monitor because of space, you can get these on-the-go monitors that you can hook up that work just as well. Though I will have to take a tablet with me, though I'm just going to take my iPad. I know iPads aren't compatible with Pattern Keeper, but I do also have markup for iOS. So I'm taking 4 Barbara Anna patterns with me when I go into hospital. I don't know when that'll be. But I might be in for 2 weeks, and I'm not going to cope. So if I have stitching, I might cope a bit better. Because I think what it is I'm sitting there doing nothing. Because I was going a bit stir crazy when I had my stoma surgery back in 2024. Like, I went in on the Wednesday, I had my stoma done on the Friday, and by Sunday I was like, can I go home? And then they came around on Monday morning to do the rounds, and I just started crying because I just really wanted to go home. I just don't like being in hospital. As soon as I'm able to do things for myself, like get up and walk, go use the bathroom, and I can eat fine, let me home. Discharge me. I do much better here than I do in a hospital, because I just don't sleep well. Okay, now we all take a breath together whilst I cut this thread and don't cut the one next to it. It's like defusing a bomb. I woke up this morning with a cough that won't go away. It's one of those dry, tickly coughs. And it's getting on my nerves. Because it's one of those ones as well where every time you cough it feels like there's something in your throat but it won't come up. Ow, sorry, I elbowed the mics. You know, you'd think by now I'd know the mic arm is right in my elbow's way when I go to scratch myself, but no. But the 4 Barbara Anna patterns I intend to take with me are just her seasonal lady ones. They're the I think they're Seasons Keepers. Yeah, I have all 4. Well, actually, I have 5. Because I have the spring, summer, autumn, and winter, and then the hexed one, which is basically Halloween. And then I have all her cat series, like the spring, summer, and autumn. Well, I don't think she has she has a spring, a summer, and autumn, and she's got Christmas cat. Though they're not on her Ko-fi yet other than autumn cat, but I have the others. I just need the rest. I think I have all the Barbara Anna friendship from the Heart stitch along parts. I might have to check that later. But she is slowly uploading all her patterns that used to be on Creative Poppy onto her Ko-fi, which is just Barbara Anna Designs. I do love her stuff. I need to start or work on one of my already kitted up starts from her soon. I dropped my needle, where'd it go? It was closer than I thought. I thought it had gone further away. Yeah, I'm currently stitching on Death's hair. Oops. it's weird. Like, normally January feels like it's the longest month in the year. But this year it seems to be going quite quick. Like, we're already 19 days in. Another 2 weeks and it'll be done. Yeah, like I said, January normally feels like it lasts a year itself. Like, I know this time last year, we were all like, ugh, it's still January? I have a phone call on the first Monday in February. Yeah, the 2nd. I don't know when it will be. I'm hoping it'll be in the morning. But just in case it isn't and I don't have it by the time I start stream, there might be a chance. I know I'm saying this now and I have to say it again. The Friday before. But I'm having a phone appointment with my GP to discuss some medication. Because I'm meant to be starting that weight loss medication. For those of you that are new here and don't have a clue why I'm mentioning this, so because I have Crohn's, I have also got a stoma, and that stoma has caused me to get a peristomal hernia, and it's quite big, and I need surgery to repair it. But because of being on steroids and stuff earlier on in my Crohn's journey, we'll say, and with me not being able to be as active as I once was, I have put on weight. Like, gradually over the last few years, I have put on weight to the point where we can't do the hernia repair without me being a lot thinner than I am now because of the risks of the hernia just coming back. So I need to speak to my GP to see whether she can prescribe it or if I need to if I need to be referred. But the problem is I have to go back to my specialist hospital in London in March to see where I'm progressing. And it's like, guys, if I have to be referred, I'm not getting this med for maybe another 6 months, which is annoying because I want to have the surgery sooner rather than later. Thank you for the resub, Mischief. 2 months. How are you doing today? Yeah, so that's basically what's meant to happen. The only reason why I want to speak to her is because sometimes my specialists will write to my GP to ask them to prescribe me medications, and they'll have to do it a couple of times before they read the letter and do it. So I thought, well, why don't I just speak to her myself and explain why and see if they can. Because I should qualify because of the hernia, because I can't do I can't do any physical activity to help me lose weight because the hernia is so big it wins me at the moment. I feel like a pregnant woman. Like, I know how they feel now, especially when they drop things on the floor and they have to do the spread leg squat. Poof. I'm doing well. I posted that kit up in D-Stash. How are you? Also, work is super light today, so I get to watch stream while working. Hee hee. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Geeks. I see you did post it. Well, hopefully someone takes you up on that offer in the Discord. I'm glad you're doing well and the work is super light, because that's a nice day, that is, especially for a Monday. It's nothing worse than going back into work on Monday after doing whatever it is you do on a Friday and being like, oh, when I come in on Monday it's gonna be so nice. Then you come in and it's just fire everywhere and you're like, damn it. I finally reached 1% of my project yesterday. Yeah. Good job. Everyone's reaching their goals. And only mess up 2 stitches, and no one's going to notice in the grand scheme. You might, but we won't. That's all that matters. Unless it's one of those really obvious ones where it's like an ocean of black and there's just this one green stitch and then it's like, ugh. But I doubt it. I mean, I've actually made a mistake in Olivia's hydrangeas right at the start. One of the white spots in the sky was supposed to have another blue stitch before I went with the greeny yellow. In my tiredness of staying up till 1 o'clock to stitch on it that day, I just stitched the green stitch in the blue, and I was like, oh well. Because what had happened is I'd stitched all the blue in that row, and that was the last of it. So it was meant to be 3 stitches, a gap, and then that 1 stitch. I did the 3. I did my end. I cut the thread, and then I started it in the next diagonal, and then I parked it. And then I looked at Pattern Keeper, and I looked at my project, and I went, oh, I've already ended the thread. I was like, I'm not going back. So I just carried on with the green. I was like, no one will know. I mean, now you all know because I told you, but you're not gonna know. You're gonna forget at some point. I just love how yours looks right now. It's pleasing to see it getting completed like that. I know, it's just, there's something about it, isn't there? I have seen people do it across the entire, like the diagonal all the way down, like to this line. You see this blue line here? Like they do it all the way down here. Also, I was scribbling on this fabric with the washable pen because it was, if you remember I think on Friday's stream, it looked like it had dried out. It wasn't. I just stored it the wrong way. See, it's got blue in the tip again, it's not white. So now I can draw all my lines again. But I was just down here scribbling and I started to notice the blue coming out and I was like, oh, it still works. I was like, thank God, because I only just recently bought this pen. But the only issue is, after a while, all the text rubs off. So you get black fingers. But I do like doing the diagonal across the top row of pages and then the next row. Although I haven't reached that far on the others that I've done this. This one and Olivia are the furthest along I have any of my full coverages at the moment in this method. Although Ivory Crow I think is getting that, or is actually a little further ahead. Because that's nearly at I think 14%. But this one's not far behind. And neither's Olivia now. Olivia's at 5%. It makes me wonder how much further along I could have been with that if I'd worked on it Saturday and Sunday. Because I finished that diagonal in a day. So I'm like, oh, if I'd worked on it on Saturday, but I just didn't have the headspace for it. And plus my threads and fabric from Evertote turned up for the little acorn sow, so I just started it. And I'm so thankful for your tip on how to end your thread. It made it so much easier. You are very welcome. That is what it's for. Sometimes on these higher counts, like 28 count, it is quite difficult. But that's why I use a second needle that's slightly thicker, so it makes the hole wider. I had been trying to see on TikTok how to end it, but my brain was just not processing. And you showed it once and bam, I get it now. Yeah. This is why I want to do a whole tutorial series, because that way people will be able to refer to it every time. Because what happens with me is, it's difficult sometimes to explain things every time on stream, because I might explain it differently, but let's see. Angel on YouTube says I'm doing 110 tool in Persephone. I'm using a scroll frame and that's comfortable, so I'll scroll when I finish all the way across. Yeah. Do you use a magnifying glass, or do you just have really good eye vision? I don't. Do you know what? I can't use a magnifying glass. I actually bought years ago an OT light that had a magnifying glass. I can't look through them. It makes me feel sick. I just use I wouldn't say they're good. I wear glasses. My eyes. I have trained them to see these holes. I think to stitch on these higher counts that have the tinier holes, you just need better lighting. Because right now, like this is what the light's like in this room over in the corner I'm in. But I have a big light on, and it's a bit lighter than what it's showing on camera. But like this is what it's like. So I just have, ta-da! But I wouldn't say I have good vision, because I did have to get a new prescription of glasses last year. Probably from the high counts. Though I do also have to say, when I stitch for too long, I can't see anything. Like I'll look at something, it's all blurry, and I'm like, ooh. I'm working on 32 count and I use glasses, but I tried using a light with a magnifying glass and I felt like I was going cross-eye. Yeah, see, that's what it was doing to me. It makes me feel like I'm crossing my eyes, but also straining them at the same time, like I'm wearing the wrong prescription. Like I'm having an eye test and they put that one the lens in that they know is really bad, and they're like, is that better? And you're like, no. And it's like, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like your eyes trying to like dilate and focus is just not working, because it's just and then because of that I start to feel sick, so I just can't use one. I can use a regular magnifying glass, like to look at things like tiny text, but not for cross stitching. I don't know what it is. So when I get old and my vision goes, I had better finished all these higher count projects, because I'm screwed otherwise. Otherwise I just have to wear so many bifocals that I look like the guy from Toy Story 2 when he's repairing Woody and he has those like lenses that just narrow down. But you know, the things we do for the craft ruin our eyesight. Because I know having a bright light on all day, like to stitch, isn't the best for your eyes. It can actually cause your eyes to dry out and stuff. Well, maybe not dry out, I can't remember what it is, but one of the floss tubers I watch actually could only stitch during the day for a while because of it. Oh no, I would probably resort to restarting them on like 10 count if I'm not done by then. Oh no, I could never restart. Imagine being 99% of the way done and all you have is 100 by 100 square and you're like, I'll just restart it on 10 count. I'd be like, no, even though it takes me like the rest of my life, I'm gonna finish that 100 stitch square. I put the last stitch in and then I croak. It's like, I finished my masterpiece. Yeah. But I have plans to have these all done by then. But knowing me, because of the way I start so many things, I mean, I've started 3 projects in January so far, according to Notion maybe. Yes. I started Olivia's Hydrangeas, which is tomorrow's project, Little Acorns, and then today I started Night Blooms. I must be buried with my pieces. If my family won't take them, I refuse to let them go unappreciated after all that time on them. Yeah. I feel quite sad when I see people find like these finished cross stitches that are massive in like a charity shop, and it's like unless the person that stitched them was fine with that, then it's fine. But sometimes you'll see things like in the back, like a written note to someone as a gift, and it's like either the person didn't appreciate the gift and waited till the gifter died to get rid of it, or they didn't even wait that long and just gave it away anyway. But what I don't like it when you spend time working on something and the recipient just goes, and what am I supposed to do with this? And it's like, you're supposed to hang it on the wall and take pride in it every time you see it, because that took me ages. Be grateful that I spent lots of time and money on you, because although it doesn't seem like I think the worst thing is as well is because it's cross stitch or diamond painting, some people don't realize how much time and effort and money has gone into making that thing or any handcrafted item. And so when you give it to them, they're like, thanks, because they're so used to like the cheap stuff. What if it's too hard to look at because it reminds them of the person? Well, I think with that case, then you could keep it in your home, but maybe store it somewhere that you don't look at as often, so you still have it, but it's not out and about, because I still think that's quite rude. Even if it's like you had a partner and you gave them something and then you broke up, it's like you still can have it because that was made for you. Or you could give it back to them and say like, I'm sorry, but because, you know, I am having a hard time letting go of things, I just need to give this back to you for now. Maybe in the future I can take it back, but right now I can't. But a lot of handcrafted items aren't valued or appreciated as much as they should, and I think it's because of places like Temu and Shein and that, where people can just buy these sorts of things for so cheap, and it gives the look of it being handmade even though it was made by a machine. Like a hand knitted scarf, well, some people can make that on a machine and then it doesn't have the same value to the person. Knot is stuck on the wrong side. There we go. My dad passed last year and he cross-stitched. I already told my mum that no one else would appreciate them, so I wanted them. Yeah, see, like that, like that's fine, because it's like no one else is gonna want these, so I'll have them. When my great aunt passed, her handmade crochet doilies were gifted out to the funeral goers. I think that is a sweet idea. Yeah, that is sweet. It's also a nice way to remember her without something like personal. So like some people will have it out on their table, so they'll see it every time they use the table. But it's not a in your face reminder sort of thing. It's like you put a plate down on the table and the doily is there and you're like, oh, don't know where this, oh, I see. It's fine, because there's so many dark stitches in this area, I forgot which one I ended and where I need to pin stitch. I know some people have the mindset of, well, they're dead, so how are they gonna know? But still, that knot just won't go back to the back. I think there's just too much thread there for some reason. But I do like subtle reminders of people that aren't, like I said, as in your face as like a personalized gift, because then that's a bit harder. But I would keep it and just put it away for a bit until it wasn't as painful. I know everyone's different and some people just can't even do that, so they have to get rid of it. But then it's like, why not give it to a friend for a while to look after? Because that way, if you decide you do want it back, it's not, there's that chance of it's been sold to someone else and you'll never see it again. Whereas if you give it to a friend to look after, just be like this memory of this piece is too painful at the moment, I don't want to donate it, can you look after it for a while? And if after X amount of time I don't come back for it, or I let you know I really don't want it anymore, then we can decide what to do with it. I'm the only person in my family who really crafts, so I didn't want his cross-stitch pieces to go to people who didn't understand how much work went into it. Yeah. Which is understandable, because lots of these handmade items and crafts are just so undervalued now because of, like I said, like Temu and Shein and things like that. Because you'll get people go, well, I can get this off Temu for $5 or £5, and it's like, okay. Like, that's great, but did a person make it by hand or was it a machine? Now it's happening with artwork too, with AI. Well, I don't need to commission an artist because I can just type a prompt into AI. Okay, but how much energy are you wasting doing that? Because how many prompts are you going to have to refine to make it as exactly as you want? There goes the house phone again. Oh, an update for those of you that wanted to know who that was on the phone on Friday. It was not my dad. It's actually this company that wants money, that has had the money given to them, but they're now trying to harass us into providing them with more money by claiming the bill was never paid, despite us having proof it was paid. So now from about 5 o'clock onwards, they just phone repeatedly until about 9 o'clock, nearly 10 o'clock, and then it stops, and then the next day it starts again. Happened over the weekend too. Yay. And because they keep hiding their number, it's not as easy to block. But yesterday they did mess up and we did see what the number was, but we haven't blocked it. I don't know why my granddad hasn't just blocked it. So if you hear the birds screaming in the background, that's why. It's because our phone just keeps ringing. So it's an anticlimactic end because we thought it was my dad trying to break the non-molestation order he has out against him, but that is not the case. Oh, I stabbed myself really bad yesterday with the needle. You can actually see the mark from where I done it. Look at that red mark right there. I was ending a thread and I was pulling it to hook over my needle minder, and for some reason the eye of the needle got stuck in one of my fingers, and then I went to go grab it and I just pressed my thumb really hard onto the tip. And these are blunt needles, but for blunt needles they are blooming sharp. But like, I've drawn more blood with these blunt needles than I ever did with a sharp one. Oh, my two diamond paintings turn up today. The ones that were supposed to have been here Friday, they turn up today. Those were my Yumiko and my Freya of the Valkyries from Diamond Art Club. So my Margaret Morales and my ChrissaBug. So I have more of them to do. And I bought the Moonbound Studio one on Saturday, because that one I have to get because I love their work. It's dark and eerie but also colourful at the same time, if that makes sense. I just need that easel soon so I can start diamond painting again, because we're running out of room fast and I need to finish the pile I've got over here. I have two gifts. One of them's a mystery painting that's only over here because we don't know where to put it, but it's my Jaded Gem Shop mystery. And then I have two other mystery kits, which are ones I'm working on, and then I have my 4 that I'm rotating between, which is my big, medium, small. Well, it's my extra large, large, medium and small, but I consider it a small to be a square sized one. So if it's, and I do go up a bit, so if it's 21 by 22, I'll consider that a small rather than just a perfect square, because, you know, it's an inch or two. But then my mediums are anything that are like 22 by 28 up to 31. And then my larges are, trying to think, I think it's like 25.5. I think that's where it starts off at, like 25.5 up to 80 centimeters, or 80, yeah, 80, I don't know. But my extra larges are the ones that are over 100 centimeters. So Snow Castle, I think the Moonbound I just bought will be considered an extra large. On the go currently for my diamond paintings, I have a Lantern Cat as my extra large, Naughty Space Void is my large, my medium is the Mermaid Empress, and my small is Side by Side. All are squares except for Side by Side, which is a round. But what I'm thinking of doing for streams when I start diamond painting again is I might do 1 week diamond painting, Monday to Friday, and then the following week cross stitch Monday to Friday, so that way I'm working on them evenly rather than Monday, Tuesday, because it used to be Monday was Mystery Monday, Tuesday was my whip, so my regular rotation, and then Wednesday would be my cross stitch, Thursday, and then Friday was all cross stitch. But if I do a week of each, I think that will even it out more, but we'll see. Nothing is set in stone until I've written it out and posted it as a schedule. because it's too easy for me to change my mind, whereas if I write it down, well, I can't go back on that, although Saturday I technically did. I was supposed to have worked on Olivia, but I just, like I said, I wasn't in the headspace to work on a full coverage. I just don't know, I just felt off Saturday. So I worked on my new start. Originally I was only going to put the fabric, it's like what happened today, I was only meant to put the fabric in the frame, and then before I knew it, there was a thread in my hand. Like, who can say no? I have the threads in this bag next to me because I keep all my active, like all my working project thread in this little zipped up bag that says crafting is my therapy. This one bag will not sit. There we go. I was about to say, what? These are Olivia's threads. That's why my brain is fine. They're here. So I have, like this is the palette, hang on. And then I have my Cherry Magpie threads in here too. So at the moment in here I have Cherry Magpie's Roxy threads. Then I have my Little Acorn Sow threads, and then I have Olivia's Hydrangeas threads. But I have 3 skeins of each of these. Oh, that needle, so I say that needle's gone, that needle's sticking out the fabric. So this is my off-white, this is Antique Wedding Dress. This is Piglet, so I got this during the, this is in their regular collection. But I first saw it in the Advent calendar, the holiday countdown box this year. Well, last year technically, in December. And this is Cool Breeze, so these are my blue tones. So that is what I'm working on with my Little Acorns. Put my Olivia threads back in before I lose them. Not that I'm going to lose a big pile of threads like that. But you never know in this house, I've lost a whole project somehow. I need a better organisation system for these projects. The only problem with getting all these Roxy Floss Co threads and fabric, because I'm also in their Fabric of the Month club, although it's a Fabric of the other month club because it's not every single month, it's every other month. It's quite expensive. Hang on. Sorry, my throat went all funny. So yeah, it's quite expensive because it comes from Canada and I'm in the UK, but it's definitely worth the price, at least to me. If I could, I would stitch almost every I would stitch every non-full coverage piece in Roxy Floss Co. and use the fabric. To the point where if I lived in Canada, I would consider moving closer to the workshop so I could pick up my fabric and that in store same day. Like I could use it as like a place to go shopping and just be like, hey, I'm here to get my fabrics and thread for this project. But if you ever want to kit something up that doesn't have a thread pack, I do recommend Hannah. at Roxy, well, from Evertote. The Evertote customer service is top notch. Like, I emailed them on the Friday, the 2nd of January, and I knew they were off because I got an auto reply email to say that they wouldn't be back till the 5th. And so I was not expecting a response until maybe the Wednesday, because I was like, oh, I bet lots of people have emailed over their break and they're going to be very busy getting back on track. So I was like, I'm fine with waiting till Wednesday. I got an email back on the Monday, the day they all got back into the studio, asking me like what count I wanted to stitch on, like what the colours were, but what count I wanted to stitch on, so she could tell me what size fabric and threads, like how many threads I'd need of each colour. So I replied back saying 40 count. Well, I firstly emailed back to thank her for getting back to me, and then I told her 40 count, and then within like a couple of minutes she got back to me again to say this size fabric, this many threads of these, so the three amounts of thread. And I was like, wow. So I ordered it there and then. I literally had it open as soon as she told me what the colours were. I had them open on another tab in another window on my other screen. So I was ready as soon as she told me, and as soon as she did, I was like, add to cart. And then I bought it, and now I have it and I've started it, and it's great. I really want them, I'm not saying this in like I really want them to hurry up, because I will wait, but I really want the rest of the Leela Studio seasonal charts, because they currently have Peace on Earth, which is like the wintry one, and then they have Autumn is Joyful, but I want the spring and the summer one so I can stitch all 4, because I had plans to start these during the equinoxes and the solstices. I know that's not a word, but during the solstice and the equinox for the spring, summer, autumn and winter. But if they don't have spring or summer out by then, I can't. But I do have a backup plan, and that's Spring Elf by Mrs. Buttered, charted by Unconventional, for the spring one at least. And I could do them without the conversion, but if I'm gonna stitch 2 with the conversion, I might as well stitch all of them. So that's where I think our thread will be parked. Oh no, our thread will be parked in this hole. So it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in here. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. No, it's fine. You don't need to just like see me start a thread over here. It's just to do the one stitch where it's being started and then park it in the next available, so it's fine. It's everyone's project of choice today, those of you that are craft along. If you would prefer to stay lurking, that's also fine. Don't bother to come out of lurk to tell me. Or you could pop out of lurk to tell me and then go back in. I don't mind, it's up to you. I just don't want anyone to feel pressured like they have to tell me if they don't want to. I'm working on a piece called Trashy Summoners for a friend of mine. I got the pattern from Etsy. Ooh. What's that looking like? I have a feeling it's got and not pandas, raccoons in it. Maybe. Working on the accessories for Balthazar. Ooh. That's one of the three kings, isn't it? Because that's what you said you were working on after the angel, the three kings. I'm sewing and crocheting a mural of one of Monet's paintings. Oh. Which painting? It's a raccoon in a cult robe trying to summon pizza with an opossum and a rat. Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing. Who's the designer of that piece, Angel Val? I need to know. I wonder if I already know. And as soon as you'll say the name, I'll be like, ah, yes, I know that pattern. But it's one of those things where you see it and then you're like, mm-hmm. The kings of Balthazar, Casper, and why can't I say this one? Melchior? What's his face? Or could it be Melchior? I got it from Raven Stitch Craft and Etsy. Oh. Yeah, I know of them. The first pronunciation was right? Oh god, which one was that? What did I say first? Melchior? Melchior? It's fine. He's Thingy-me-bob now. That's his real name, Thingy-me-bob. That's his official name. Melchior. No, Thingy-me-bob. Why is... That was right. There we go. I got there in. But why is today known as Blue Monday and not any Monday? Like, I keep seeing people post about Blue Monday, but I never heard anyone say it once last year. And I'm trying to type under my project. What does it mean? It's the unhappiest day of the year. It's the most depressing day. Why today though? Typing out pronunciations is difficult in a different language. It's either, yeah, it definitely is. Well, I guess that's why I feel off. Yeah, it seems so. I just don't understand why it'd be today and not just any Monday. Like, I feel like feel like if any Monday would be the worst, it would have been the first Monday, which was the 5th. Because that's typically when most people went back to work. But if I had to guess, it's probably a marketing technique to get people to spend money on things. Because yes, when people feel depressed, they like to spend more money because that makes them feel happy. If they have those kind of chemicals in their brain where spending money makes the dopamine feel good. It's like the Ghostbusters song. Instead of busting makes me feel good, it's shopping. Like shopping makes me feel good. Sorry, that song's kind of stuck on my head a little bit. I was watching The Masked Singer on Saturday because that season started. The reference that I'm using is similar to the Waterlily Pond and Bridge. Oh, that is like my favourite painting. My favourite Monet painting. Ugh. I have seen many a cross-stitch kit with that design and I'm like, maybe. But maybe, maybe it's nice to just not stitch every classical painting. Although, stitching it in a mini version might be fun. My nail chipping is starting to get to the point where it's getting caught on things. I'm very lucky that it's not getting caught on the thread yet, but I did have a bit of an issue with it yesterday. Because like I have a slither up there, I have that chunk, that was a full nail this morning, so I don't know when that went. But they're just slowly chipping off. Some nails are holding out better than others. Like my pinkies are the most intact. And then my ring fingers would be the next, and then my middle the less, and then my thumbs, and then my index fingers. These are the worst ones. And this one broke. Because this is why I wear nail polish, because my nails are very brittle otherwise. And they just slowly chip away. So that one's short. Oh, look at all this 310 we get to stitch in a minute. You'll see it when I click on it. Ready? Look at all that in this section. I mean, look at all that. That's all hair, by the way. This is her head. Look, it's a grumpy face. Doop, doop, yeah. It's like an angry cloud. Look. But this is her head. This is like her scalp bit. Like, well, not her scalp per se, but it's the main part of her head. I haven't got that image up today. Hang on, let me find the image. I should just add it to the Notion. Do you know what? We're gonna do that real quick. In project cards, death. It's telling me my file's too big. It's fine. It's not. It's probably something else. Is it in here? Did I save it? Did I not save this particular one? Hang on. We'll just save it with the other picture. That one doesn't have. Wait for it to load. So now if I bring up Google, no. So there we go. So a bit of a head's cut off. It's just where the picture is. It's the way I've got Notion cropped, but you're not missing anything up there. So that black is all that right there, all that scalp. Well, it's hair. I don't know why I keep referring to it as scalp, but it's just this bit, right? This bit right here. So this is where we're currently here-ish. Yeah, we are here. It's a bit hard to see. There's these really faint red lines. Again, I need to go in and make these slightly darker, but it's right here. That's where we're up to. Because that one orange spot right above my cursor is that one right there. That might be really hard to see, but it's right there. Oops. So we have a few rows of this grey, and then it's all black from here for a bit. And then we get out of the hair and back into the background for down here. But for this being my first Thread Geeks start, the charting isn't actually that bad. And I just smacked my teeth together, that hurt. Again, I don't know how people can, like the conversation we were having on Friday, I don't understand how people can do that intentionally all the time. I just done it by accident, my teeth hurt. For those of you that weren't here on Friday's stream, we were talking about, like, I started talking about things like misophonia, which is the hatred of hearing people chew, like smacking sounds. And Natty brought up people clanking their teeth together, and then I was like, how do people do that? Like, why? So that's why I would say just doing it unintentionally just then really hurt. We actually could finish this diagonal today on stream, maybe. It depends. We're just a little over halfway through, because 1.5 hours has happened. Because it's 3 hours today, 3 hours tomorrow, 3 hours on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday, and then between 3 and 4 on Friday. And on the agenda this week, I forgot to post the post on YouTube for the stream schedule for this week, but it's basically the same as last week. Although I only started streaming on YouTube Monday to Friday as of today. So today is Death, tomorrow is Olivia's Hydrangeas, Wednesday is Cherry Magpie, which is my UnconventionalXStitch chart. Thursday is Olivia again, and then Friday is this again. And I always start my, I shouldn't say it always, I intend to start my streams at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So nearly just a little under 2 hours ago from this clock here. This clock is my accurate time, so right now it is 5:26. So if you ever want to know what time 3:30 p.m. is in your time, just use this to help, because it's 2 hours, nearly been 2 hours. Although I did start stream a bit late, but I intend to start at 3:30, but there are times where I can start closer to 4. And it's from things that are out of my control, because people in this house have to go to work and they have to come in here to get dressed. So there are times where I could be ready to start stream, but I can't until they've left. Although today I was also eating a bit late. Like I'd had my food just a bit later than usual. What I do for this, I'm just doing this row right to left, no, left to right. I normally do my rows right to left, not left to right, but I'm doing this one left to right because it's like boop, boop. Like I'll do it with this too. Because it just uses a bit less thread, and I'm in a section where it's just 2 colours, so it's not as bad. If one of these stitches was in each other's section, then I would just keep going this way, but I've noticed sometimes I'll start a new completely new full coverage project, and my stitching method will change slightly, and then I slowly start to incorporate it into all my other ones. So like when I work on Olivia's hydrangeas, although I think for this I might just, because technically I should be going that way. Because I started doing it on Olivia because it's just at the top of the diagonals. It's just a lot of colour blocking with like the same few colours, so I'll just go left to right, right to left. When I start the diagonal on Olivia now, I actually plan my route out, so I end up parking. When I finish my section, I end up parking in a way so I end up like, even if there's gaps I have to leave, I will just keep going left to right and right to left. I'm explaining that a bit bad, I realise. It's easier to explain it when I show it, but I'm starting the next section on Olivia because I started the next diagonal. But I do love working. I love working on this because for some reason, even though this is a very dark colour palette, I actually thought I'd be sick of this one by now, especially when I was in all that confetti earlier on in the scythe. That was a nightmare, having to switch colours so often in this small bit, like in this part down here. There was so many colour changes in just this section. And like all across this part of the scythe where the shine is. But it's come out looking so well. Like, this is what I love about certain full coverage designers. It's like there's lots of confetti, yes, but when you take a step back, it looks fine. Like it didn't look as bad, and I think that's what makes the confetti worth it. Though I do wish some confetti was taken out because it is annoying a little bit. My pet peeve with full coverage stitching is when a designer has very clearly just ran the picture through the charting software and hasn't bothered to do at least a bit of cleanup, so that way you don't have two dark blues that look exactly the same next to each other, where it looks like you can't tell that there was two different colours there, it just looks like one. Like, even though this uses a bunch of like greys, each grey makes sense, although sometimes with like the 3799 and the 413 it does get a little samey, but you can actually, if you take a step back, you can actually see the difference. But when you're looking at a piece as close as I am, it's like I can't tell what's different. There is a difference, it's just I'm too close to see it. I'll probably have to end this thread after this row on that, the next colour I've got to get. When we go back to this strand, because it's gonna just reach over there. And I'm gonna keep... Why is there a firework going off? That just distracted me. I was about to say something and then bang. Well, first I heard poof. But I know I keep saying this a lot for those of you that hear it all the time. But in February, I'm doing full coverage February, and one of those days, like one of the Saturdays, I'm going to be recording a tutorial on how I do the diagonal method. I'm gonna pick a project. I think I'm gonna go with Sleeps with Butterflies because that is a project I need to start a diagonal on. Because I was gonna do the 10th Doctor or Frogs Kissing, but those ones I don't have to start a diagonal yet, whereas on Sleeps with Butterflies I do. I bought 2 more Q snaps on Saturday, so hopefully they'll be here in time for that, because then what I can do is I can load up all my full coverage February pieces. Yeah, we definitely need to end this thread. My full coverage choices in February are Frogs Kissing, the 10th, Sleeps with Butterflies. So I'm doing those 1 week. I don't think that was the exact order of them, but I'm doing those 3 1 week. And again, that could be the complete wrong order. I could be doing 3 different projects, but those are one set, and then I'm doing the, what did I say, Frogs Kissing. Let me just do all of them. So it's 6 plus this one, plus Olivia, plus Melody of the Night, plus the 6 portals. So it's Sleeps with Butterflies, the 10th, Frogs Kissing, the Possibilities, Ivory Crow. Where's the other one? Oh, come on, brain. Monday is the 10th, Tuesday, Frogs Kissing, Sleeps with Butterflies, Thursday is Melody Night, Friday is the 6th portal, Saturday is this, Sunday is Olivia, then it's Death. Oh, it could be Death, that's that one. Oh, an ad break's about to start, so I might enter this thread and then I might take my break. I know we have 5 minutes, so I might finish this row. And then whilst that ad break is happening, I will take my break. For those of you that are on YouTube, you won't get any ads, but Twitch will. That's what the timer's for. Not that you guys can see it, but that's what I'm referring to when I say I'm taking a break because ads are starting. Because over on the Twitch end, there are ads starting. thread. I did it. I'm not going to grab a new strand of that because if I'm leaving this project unattended, I don't want just the thread dangling because my cat likes to come over, so I will have to grab it after my break. Right, there we have it. So like I said, I'm just gonna mark that one stitch so I know where I'm starting from. But I'm gonna take a quick break, and when I come back we will carry on and finish, hopefully, well, we'll finish probably this section, this 10 by 10. Well, it's less so now, but we'll finish this, and then hopefully we'll finish this before stream ends, though once the ad break's done we will only have an hour left. No, we won't, we'll have 2 hours. We will be in our second hour, so we'll only have an hour left. It's fine. It's fine. I can do math sometimes. But yeah, I will be back shortly. This is also your time to get up and stretch and grab yourself a snack or a drink, whatever it is you need doing, and I will be back shortly. I'm back. Right. Oh yeah, new strand. I was gonna say, what am I doing? New strand. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Have I messed up somewhere? I think I have actually. I think I messed up here. No, that's fine. Oh, I think it's, no, wait. Oh, it was this row here. There should be an extra stitch here, so this should actually be there. So this actually needs to be, okay, we'll fix that real quick. It's fine. See, I told you I make mistakes. I can't fix that because it's that. So what we'll do is we'll just unpick this one black stitch, which then makes the counting down here, right? There we go. So what I'll do is when I come across, because I'm going to start here, I'll just do a half stitch and then a half stitch and then fill it in. You'll see when I get to it what I'll do. It's a good thing I noticed, because again, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, because oh no, I put black where grey is supposed to be and grey where black's supposed to be. Oh no. I think that's the first mistake on this piece, but it will. Oh no, I technically made a mistake over there, but I fixed it. This one I can't fix, so this is technically my first proper mistake that I can't fix. Because that would mean, because I've already ended this thread, if I'd noticed before I'd ended this, I could have frogged this bit back, like the grey, and done it, and then frogged this back and done it, but I can't. So never mind. It's our little secret. I had that panic again where I looked over at my OBS and I couldn't see my mic moving, like the sound. And I was like, oh no, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the music. It's fine. It's fine. So this is what I'll do to fix it. I'll just go up here. I can get the needle in the right hole. And then here. And then to make it right, I will have to come down. And then to come up. And then park right there. Like so. And there we have it. That is fixed now. Although up here isn't, but again, no one's gonna know. I could literally just take a permanent marker and colour that one stitch that I need to black. I won't, because I'd probably miss the right stitch and get the wrong one. So it's fine. You know, it's probably doing this that's confused it, doing the back and forth instead of just doing it across and then back. But it's fine. We haven't got much at the 939 here. We got a little bit there and then it's off. But we got one down here. And then it's off to the next section with it. And then it's all 310. Also, I'd also worry if I coloured in the stitch about the dye in the pen running. Even though it'd be a permanent marker, but you never know. But if I continue to work on night blooms tonight after stream, because what I plan to do is if I finish this diagonal on stream, off stream I'll probably just do 100 stitches into the next, maybe 200 depending, and then I might work on night blooms some more. If not, I'll leave that as my morning piece and I'll show it every stream until it's done. But there will also be progress pics in my Discord, so you will see it twice. Though you won't see, oh no, you would see, never mind, ignore that. AI is silly. I was like, you won't see what I did, well you would, because I'd post it that night. Though actually you wouldn't see what I did that morning, because I'd only post at night. So never mind, maybe I'm double silly. I counteracted the first silly with the second silly. How I made it this far in life, nobody knows. Oh, speaking, this is like a kind of earlier-ish topic. It wasn't really a topic, but someone brought up how they'd reached their January goal. I know who it was, but anyway. My goals for this year for all my projects, like my full coverage ones specifically, is to get them to like 5 or 10% depending, or 15. So with death coming close to 10% already. Where was this? I think this was at the end of December. It was at, let me go to Notion because that's easier. If I go, can I open you in a new? Fine, I'll do it this way. 2025 December. So at the end, I don't think it's actually going to tell me. No, I think I might have to use my other my other tracker, my PDF, not my PDF, my spreadsheet. So at the end of December, I finished Death off with 8.36, 11,046 stitches total. So what I was about to say was irrelevant, because I was like, I was at 5%. It was definitely not. My 1-year-old son just fell off the couch. He now has a busted lip and a bruise on his eye. My poor baby. Oh no. Oh no. Poor baby. I've done that. Also as a baby. I haven't done that recently. It was as a baby. I was left unattended, and when my mum came back in, because my aunt was supposed to be watching me, my mum come back in, I was on the floor, and I had a big scrape across my head. I didn't have a bruised eye or a busted lip though. I just had a big scrape across my forehead. But I don't think I cried. I don't remember, to be honest. But my mum was not happy with my aunt that day. But, you know, these things happen. Sometimes you just put the baby down for a second, you blink, and then they're on the floor, and you're like, where? But all I would suggest, and you probably already know this, so this is like redundant information, is just to keep an eye on him. And if he starts acting unusual, it might be worth getting him checked over. Again, you probably already know this and you don't need me to tell you. It's amazing how fast children and babies can go from fine to not fine, and it's like, ugh. But hopefully it's just a bruise and a busted lip, and he will recover soon. But according to my mum, I've done some weird things as a baby that can't be explained. Like, I managed to climb on our dining room table when my mum was pregnant with my sister. Myself, my mum, my dad, I guess my sister while she was inside my mum. We all moved into our own place at the time when I was about a year old or something. And apparently my mum says that one day she came into the kitchen and I had somehow managed to get onto the table. Now, there was not a chair pulled out, so how I got onto the table, I will never know, because I don't remember. But my mum says that I climbed onto the table and had taken my dad's cigarettes and was tearing them up like a good baby. I was like, no smoking. But then I would also take clean sanitary towels and stick them to the window and go, look mummy, aeroplanes. So maybe that explains the unicorn and dog thing, doctor. Why I confused the two. He is so clumsy, but he doesn't know it. He thinks he has the best balance ever. I swear he has a permanent lump on his head because he hits his head in the same spot every day. Doctors checked him. He is okay. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got him checked out anyway. Because, yeah, babies go from fine to not in the blink of an eye, and it's so scary to... Not that I've experienced this, but just from watching, like, programs and hearing Ella's experience where they were like, yeah, my baby was fine, and then they were in hospital, and it was like, oh. Well, my best friend in real life, her eldest has cystic fibrosis, and he's on medication. Like, he's always been on medication, but the medication he's on now has reduced his hospital visits, like, significantly. Like, he was missing so much school because of it. He's in year 2 now, so he was only in, like, the early years, like, just after, like, what Americans call kindergarten, or nursery for us here in the UK. And then, so the way it goes in the United Kingdom's education, I don't know about anywhere else, but we go nursery, which is like 5 to 7, I think. And that's basically where you're getting, like, used to being away from home. Although we never did naps, but they do now. And I'm like, oh. And then you do reception, which is where you also do some very basic learning at nursery. But then in reception, you do, like, a little bit more learning, and you wear your school uniform. So in nursery, you get to wear your own home clothes, but then when you get to reception, you wear the uniform. And it's so adorable watching these tiny children walk around in their little uniforms with their book bags. They're half the size of them. And then we do year 1, then year 2, and that's like our infants. And then in year 3, they go up to the juniors, and then that's years 3 to 6. And then you go to secondary school for years 7 to 11. And then sixth form is years 12 to 13. And then you do college. Some people do sixth form, then university, or they do sixth form, college, university. And it's like, those people love school too much. I left school as soon as I was able to, like, as soon as, because my year was the last year that didn't have to stay till we were 18. The year below me had to do secondary education, whereas we didn't. I just lucked out because there was no way I was staying in school till I was 18. I hated it. But anyway, my actual story was about my friend's son. But yeah, so when he was in, like, his early years, he's in year 2 now, but when he was in, like, reception in year 1, he was constantly in hospital, like, in and out of hospital because of his cystic fibrosis, because it would get really bad in the winter. It would get bad if he did too much physical activity, so he had to really tone it down. But he's on this medication, and it's these weird, it almost looks like, and I'm not saying it is because it clearly isn't, but it reminds me of the silica gel packets. Like, that's the sort of size it is, or maybe the salt packets you get, like, in a restaurant to put in, well, those are sugar to put in your tea. But not the long skinny ones. They're about this big. This big. I have a maple in my lap. Aww. Do you need polyfill? Making biscuits? But do you need polyfill? Is this maybe why? Because you're like, oh, I'm going to need some polyfill soon, and Maple's like, no. I heard lap time. I got my polyfill already. Yeah, you planned ahead. Maple's plans have been foiled today. I saw someone, I can't remember if it was on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook. It was on one of the social medias. They have this little, well, not a little cat. They have this cat that they call the head chef, and they get this, like, dough toy. It's like a stuffed animal, but it's dough. And they put a little chef hat on the cat, and they go, off he goes to bake. And it's like, oh, it's so adorable. He's kneading the bread and the dough. But yeah, so he has those, it's like granules, and he just takes them and then he has to have something fatty after. So he tends to have like a yogurt or something, or he's allowed a sugary food, so like a donut or something, and he has to have that like not just before bed, like an hour before, so he gets to have something sugary or fatty before he goes to bed. Obviously he doesn't get like a 3-course meal, or a big meal, he just gets like a snack, and then after that he gets ready for bed. And my friend was saying that his health has just been so much better from just these sachets, and it's a miracle, because she was worried that the treatments would get worse for him because he didn't like doing the, I think it's called the windmill. It's those of you that have asthma or have had to do the asthma thing know what I'm on about, where you have to like puff into this thing. I'm very bad at explaining what it is. I can see it in my head. But he had to puff into this thing and it had a fan in it and it would help with his lungs. But he never liked doing it because he had to do it all the time. And I had to go to school with him and he had to do it there. So, yeah. But I'm glad that the treatment he's on is working, because I know it's like to have treatment at work and then stops. But his seems to be good. His levels are where they should be and stuff, so... I didn't go home for lunch today. My orange boy is going to be so mad. Ooh. You're going to be a wanted criminal in your home when you get home. Zelda's like that too. If I leave the house for an extended period, he gets very mad at me. He won't talk to me. He won't come near me for a day. When I was in hospital and I came out, he was like, huffing, turning his head from me like, nope. And I was like, Zelda. My aunt was sending me pictures of him on my bed, but then the day I come home, he wants nothing to do with me. So that's how you treat me after I go away for nearly a week. Well, actually, it'd been a little over a week at that point. I went up there on the Tuesday and came home, I think, yeah, it was the Wednesday. I was discharged the following Monday, and then stayed overnight, and then we had to stay 2 nights, the Monday, the Tuesday, and then came home Wednesday. But he was very mad. He didn't speak to me for at least a day, and then all was forgiven. Like, I ended up taking my own blankets with me because I get so cold in a hospital, and the blankets that they provide just don't warm me up enough. I don't normally take my own, but because I was going up to London and it was the middle of winter, because it was November, I was like, Because I regretted it when I went to the other hospital I had to go to, not my local one, a different one, because of how cold it, actually that one was in the summer. I don't know if I'd prefer to stay in hospital over the summer or the winter. I know I don't like the winter, but the one summer I stayed in hospital, it was only for a day or two. Wait, no, it was a couple of days, because I came home on the 20th because my birthday was the 21st. And I think that was one of the worst birthdays I'd ever had. Because I was having a post-op complication. Mine gets super talkative and is like, where were you? Zelda's like that sometimes. Like, sometimes he'll come running in and he'll act like he's injured, and you'll be like, what's the matter? And he's just like, meow. And you're like, oh, so nothing. I'm gonna put that there. Sometimes he's out in the hallway and you can hear him meowing and it sounds like he's hurt himself, so you go out there and he's just meowing at the water fountain and you're like, what are you doing? It's not gonna talk back to you. Unless he's doing a Milan reflection and he's singing the song. But I don't speak cat yet, so I don't know. But our other cat, Molly, she's actually the reason why Zelda started to meow more. Because she just meows all the time, and you can tell when she wants feeding because she gets very aggressive with her meows. And then other times she just bites your ankles as you're walking past, and you're like, what the heck? But she also gets under your feet, and then you trip over her, and then she's like having a go at you, and it's like, well, if you weren't right between my feet. She's like doing the crafts, the poles in crafts where they zigzag through them. She's like doing that as you're walking through your feet, and it's like, can you not, please? I already don't have the greatest balance. I don't need you adding to it. It's like when I went to the bathroom just now on my break. She's laying in the middle of the hallway. I had a kitty obstacle course. I've been having super bad joint pain this winter, and I love the snow, so it's been hard. Yeah, we don't get snow very much here at all, if any. It snowed once just before Christmas, and then within a couple of hours, if that, it was gone. When we do get snow, it turns to ice, so it's like But I do feel for people that get really bad joint pain this time of year. It's like for 6 months of the year you wanna relocate to somewhere warm so your joints will feel better, but then that means every 6 months having to up and move, which is not ideal. I know some people do it, but they can afford to do it because they're filthy rich, so it doesn't matter. Just gonna put these threads on these spare needles. But my mum suffers with really bad joint pain. And the weather affects her too, so it's ugh. Mine gets all snuggly when he's hungry, rubbing his head all over you, and then chomps your arm in the middle of it. Let me love you. Hungry. I love you, I'm sorry. Hungry. So make up your mind. Do you either want to lick me because you're being affectionate, or you want to eat me? Let me... and park it there. He wants both. It's kind of funny, yeah. He wants affection and to eat you, but it's like, why can't I do both? But now we're getting into the 310 section. It's not as bad as what's coming up. Do you know what? I think I actually prefer stitching block sections of black than white on white, because at least with the black you can see what you're doing, whereas white on white is like, did I cross that stitch? Did I stitch that stitch? Because sometimes I have a bad habit of not doing a diagonal, I do a straight line. Like I go up, and it's because my thread looks funny and I don't notice, and I'm like, oh. It's a bit like pin stitching. When I want to pin stitch, sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes I just do it on accident whilst I'm stitching. I just put my thread in the wrong spot, or my needle, and then before I know it, oh, I've pierced the fabric right where I would want to if I was ending the thread right now, but I'm not. I definitely think pin stitching across the horizontal ones are much easier than the vertical. Because I mean, you can see I literally just split that. Whereas, like I said, on these ones it's harder. My shoulder again. Sorry if you guys heard that. I saw my mic light up when I did it. Sorry. I had an itch. That's been my problem with Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales. It's all greys in the upper left, and it's my first time doing 25 count. I do find pin stitching on 25 count is much easier than 28. Like, it's still probably difficult if you've never done a pin stitch, but it's definitely, in my opinion, easier. But with practice, pin stitching does get easier, but I don't mind all the greys. Imagine if I did though, and it was like, this is all grey, other than the slight bits of red in there. I've done a pin stitch on 40 count once. It was actually okay. Wouldn't do it all the time. I say that, but I want to do a piece on 40 count 1/1, but I'd be doing that 10 stitch. Thank you for the raid, man. Welcome, raiders. Let me give you a shout out. Let's do, if I can reach my keyboard. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, a minty fresh raid. I was reading both those words. And let's do the special one. I forget how this one works. So we'll see if I do this right. Yeah, I did it. There we go. But how was your stream, Mint? What were you working on? Or if you were playing a game, what were you playing? But welcome, raiders. My name is Emma. I go by Emily Illustrates. I'm also currently live streaming on both YouTube and Twitch right now. but I stream Monday to Friday at 3:30 p.m. UK time or GMT. Except for Thursdays, I stream for 4 hours, so from 3:30 to 7:30. To you too, Carly. And I primarily cross-stitch at the moment, though occasionally I do play games. And I do tend to diamond paint, but right now I am taking a little break from diamond painting because when I look down too much, I get dizzy. So yeah. The current project I'm working on is Death. The artwork is by ChrissaBug. This version was charted by Thread Geeks, but it's no longer available. At the end of the year, last year, Thread Geeks removed like 99% of their artists. So, but ChrissaBug is now with UnconventionalXStitch. So soon, there are 3 patterns on Unconventional from ChrissaBug. This one isn't on there yet, but if you want to get this, you have to get it from UnconventionalXStitch. Stream was good. I was stitching together my granny square blanket. Ooh. Is it a particular type of granny square blanket? Like a solid one, a multicolored one? I say this like I'm gonna know, like I'm a crocheter. I am not, but I will pretend to know. Your project caught my interest. Well, thank you for raiding and bringing your viewers over here. A pixel art pattern? Oh my goodness. What pattern? Doctor's very happy. A fellow crocheter has joined the midst. Finally fixing my wall photo collage. Oh. How's that coming along, Carly? Because I know you were planning it out, but... Oh, thank you, Doctor. Yes, you can join the Discord if you want. I want pictures. Yin Yang pattern that I modified to reflect a fandom my brother-in-law likes. Oh. Well, yeah, if you have pictures, you are allowed to share. Links are allowed. So... Oh, you'll put a pic in Discord? Okay. Let me know when you've done that. But we're hoping to finish this diagonal today, although I think the time's going to beat us today, unfortunately. Though I might stay on a bit just to finish this, it depends, because we're getting into confetti. But we've got nice solid stitching here, and then we're getting into this in a minute. Well, it was up, and then it fell down, and now I'm just getting around to fixing it. Oh, that is the worst, isn't it? You spend all this time planning, you put the plan in motion, and then before you know it, it's all on the floor. Thankfully, they're just pictures, they're not in frames because all that glass or plastic, depending. At worst, you just have to reprint a few of the pictures out depending on how damaged they end up being. I'm not saying this is the case for you, Carly, but I'm just saying I really need to get my button gear and take out in one of my drawers in my Kallax unit. It's filled with picture frames because when I used to be a member of Bailey J's Patreon, I used to buy, I think they were 5x7 frames. I used to get them from Tesco's. Every month a new print would come in. I'd go to Tesco's, I'd buy a new print, a new frame. I'd put the print in the frame and then I'd hang it on the wall with the those command strips. Then I rearranged the room, so I had to take them all down, and I've never put them back up. They're literally currently sitting in a drawer. I might make a little collage out of them, but I need something that won't damage. Oh no. No. That's so sad. No. It's been like that for a few weeks. I mean, they all still look intact. So like, ugh. Here, let me bring it up so those of you that are on YouTube and Twitch can see, but there it is for YouTube right now. I've lost Google on oh, there it is. Look, it's all fell over. I bet if you were home, were you home when this happened? Because I have a feeling that would be a terrifying noise. You're just laying in bed, asleep, and then all you hear is promp, and you wake up and it's just like that. You're like, oh. I think the weight is the issue, like it's too heavy. Oh, it happened in the middle of the night. No, that would freak me out. Like, not much freaks me out, but sudden noises in the middle of the night when it's supposed to be quiet freaks me out. I mean, it would freak anyone out. No, a noise you're not expecting, just prompt. Like, no thanks. It might need more things to stick it to the wall and better in more places, like every other picture rather than sections. That might be what it was. But yeah, I need something to hang pictures that won't damage the print. So blue tack tends to leave oil marks on them. And then no, that can stay. But yeah, I just don't know. I just don't want to take the paint off, and I don't want to damage the prints. Like, if I want to move it, I don't want to damage them. I just don't know where to start now. Yeah, no, I wouldn't either, Carly, so sorry I'm no help. I'd probably just take it off the wall and never put it back up. Because I'd be like, I don't know what to do. I might have to see what there is out there, because I just want to hang all the pretty prints. Like, I still have to put up, because I put them somewhere. I know where they are when I say I put them somewhere. Lil bought me prints maybe last year or the year before for my birthday from Yumi. It was the galaxy cat that's in the Naughty Space Void diamond painting. I know I have a picture of it, but it's not going to be a very big picture. Look, whilst I figure it out. Okay, Carly, thank you for the look. Hopefully you figure it out. But this is the Naughty Space Void. And so Little bought me more of the series as prints, and I put them somewhere to be flat. Wait, is this going on your YouTube? I'm streaming on YouTube too, yeah. I'm literally co-streaming right now on both. I've been doing that since the start of the year. Oh my god. What? Though YouTube can't see Twitch's chat and Twitch can't see YouTube's unless you watch both and have one muted. I can see both, but you guys can't, because I haven't figured out a way to have both. But they saw the picture. They did see the picture. No one said anything if it makes you feel better. Like, no one said anything. I mean, that's not the worst picture. I wouldn't have shown it if it had sensitive information, so I never show anything. I don't care about that. Yeah. My rule is I will show certain things on stream that's put in the Discord, but not everything, because it's not as much as the Discord is private. I just felt bad for her. There you go, Angel just felt bad for you. As we all do. because I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, anything anyone shares in the Discord, if that was a DP, I would have fainted. Yeah, same. Because the drills probably would have popped off. Please say that was not double-sided. No, Carly's wall was just single print. Okay, I'm gonna fix this somehow. Good luck, Carly. Again, it looks like none of the pictures are damaged, so like that's a plus. But I can't see all of it. Just from the crumpled mess, they feel like fine. No, it's put up with just tape. Or sometimes with the way some of them, if the tape's put in a different spot, they can just wall safe tape. Oh, that's what I should use for my prints. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Hang on, I'm running to Amazon real quick. Don't worry, I'm not going to buy anything on stream. You're not going to see anything. But I just need wall safe tape. Double-sided? Or if the wall gets too cold. I had that happen. Yeah, we have issues in this house with the... See, this is weird. When we painted this room, it was fine. But slowly over time, the walls have started to get like... It almost looks like dust. But it's not dust because you can't brush it off. But it's apparently salt deposits. But there's like 3 layers of paint. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. Do you see it? Like, here? And it's only it only goes so far up the wall. It's just in patches and it's like this. And we have no idea what's causing it, but apparently it's salt deposits. But I'm not licking the wall to taste it because that'd be crazy. But like, and look, you can see, look, my fingers everywhere now. Like, ooh. Well, that delay is like, ooh. But anyway, let me put this back. I think I just turned, no, I didn't. I was going to say, I thought I just turned the webcam light on, but I didn't. There is this nano tape. Heavy duty. Maybe that's what you need, Carly. Some heavy duty double-sided sticky tape. Removable mounting tape. There you go. That might be an idea. Now I've done all this yapping and not stitching, we're running out of time. The last ad break is about to happen soon. Whoops. Yeah, I had a metal poster on my office wall and the tape came off during a particularly cold snap we had. It was an outside wall. Oh. You know what, now you say that. No, actually, I was about to say now you say it, Sony, but no, because it's on that wall. It's on the wall behind me, but that's the wall that's connected to our neighbour. But it's not on our other walls. It's literally just that wall where our window is, and then the wall next to it, right behind me. But the wall next to me is an outside facing wall, like that's, like I said, the window's there. I thought I almost had it figured out. Yeah, I couldn't imagine a metal poster falling off the wall because depending on where you put that, that would cause so much damage. Oof. It'd also be scary to come in and find it just standing up on its own on the floor, like dunk in the end, like in one of the corners. It'd be like, oh. It's like the Diamond Art Club danger tweezers, or just those pointy tweezers in general, the ones that have the sharp points. Many a time I've seen people post about how dangerous they are because they've dropped them and they're just stood up on end. Like this in the floor. Yep, it was just sitting nicely on the floor, magnets still attached. Yeah, I would be so scared of that falling off on my foot or something. Bye bye toes. I'm gonna end this thread after I finish this row. Got one more stitch. But it's definitely weird because this wall was never like that until we painted it again. We painted it in pre-pandemic. Get off. Get off! My needle minder keeps grabbing my scissors. I hate snipping a thread near other threads. I love watching on YouTube other people's whip parades because it's interesting when they show their full coverage and you see how they park and you just look at it and go, how? How do you manage all that park thread? Because it looks like it's in a tangled mess. And it's like, how are you going to stitch? Like, this is why I use these bobbies. Because they keep my threads not free and together. So like when I'm working on a diagonal and I've got like threads parked along the length of the diagonal, like I've got some up here because they were only used up here and that's where they'll stay, and then I have some like lower down because that's where they come from, like they start down here then I've come up here. I will use a bobby to hold these threads that are down here away from the ones that are up here, because otherwise you end up just and it gets annoying. I uploaded my web parade on the 30th of December. Oh, welp. I might have to check that out. My park threads will drive you mad. We shall see. Let me just grab this whole window. Oh. I want to start a floss tube, but I haven't yet. Too nervous. I definitely get it. I have been stitching for 10 years. I have been very interested in doing a floss tube. I didn't start doing one until last year. Even though I'd been streaming consistently since 2024. I came back to streaming in 2024. I was consistent-ish with it, but then I had to take a break when I had my surgery, and then I came back last year, so that's when I started it up again. I started it with a whip parade where I went over every single whip that I had, and that was a 5-hour stream because I streamed it and then I put the whole stream on YouTube. And then, like with the one I did on stream on the 2nd, I was going to edit it down and I just never got round to it. And I don't think I'm going to get around to doing this one either. But I highly recommend starting a floss tube. You don't have to show your face. I don't. And I think sometimes that can help. Yeah, like when I said it's definitely awkward and nerve-wracking at first, but it's definitely worth it. Like, if I didn't start the floss tube, I don't think I would have bit the bullet to start streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. On YouTube too. I think I would have just stayed primarily on Twitch. And I've definitely noticed a little growth in my Twitch and YouTube since I started doing that. Like, according to my statistics, most of my subscribers, like my new subscribers, have come from my live streams on YouTube. That's fair, wouldn't have found you otherwise, yeah. And like what you could also do is you could spend a couple of months just recording them. You don't have to upload them, just record them and like get used to talking to the camera. Sometimes when I'm like not sure what to say, I write myself a mini script. So rather than being a whole script, I just write like basically what I want to say, and to help me remember the important details, like about a pattern. Because although I have a notebook with all my stats and that, sometimes I can't read my handwriting from a distance. And I don't want to be like squinting at my paper going, what did I write? So I have it written on like Word or notes as what is it? Notepad on Windows. I made a channel just trying to get the gumption to make the video, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely not as easy as some people make it out to be. But it's definitely worth it. I think in my case, the live streaming first did help, because it got me used to talking to quote unquote myself. And then you just start a video and you just start talking as if you were streaming. But it doesn't always help everyone, because if you can't stream, then because I know there are some floss tubers out there who only make floss tubes, they don't stream. So you've got it separated into chunks, Carly. Yeah, maybe splitting it up into smaller sections will help, rather than seeing it as the one big piece. Only one that got really trashed was my Thunderbolts poster, but you can probably find another or replace it with something better. It was $1. Well, that explains it. There are also some floss tubers that only post on Instagram, or they started on Instagram first and then they made the floss tube. I did it the other way around. Technically I had an Instagram and then I stopped using it, and then I started streaming again, and then I re-upbooted my Instagram because I was like, why not? Sometimes it's just helpful to make practice videos. Like, there are times where I go to start a video and it doesn't matter how many videos I've made, I cannot for some days get my own name out properly. Like I fumble over my own name. Not the Emma bit, but the Emma Lou Illustrates. And I'll be like, hello FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. And then I'm like, I'm Emma Lou Elizabeth, and I'm like, oh, delete that. So I stop recording. Sometimes I'll even just sit there practicing how to start a video before I actually record it, and then sometimes I still mess it up. But I think just getting used to talking like you were having a Zoom meeting or a phone call can help, although I don't like doing either of those. But I think a lot of people have this misconception that you must show your face to be a floss tuber, and it's like not everyone wants to, not everyone feels comfortable in doing so, like me. My channel started as a trying to conceive channel, realizing I'm not a vlogger. Then it turned into diamond painting, and cross stitch came last. Yeah, my channel has had many a life too. Started with, I think it started with artwork, like drawing videos. Then I privated them all. Like, they're still on my channel, they're just private. And then I started doing cross stitching videos back when I first started stitching, but I never got around to posting them. And then I was very demotivated when my computer, the one I was using, like my previous computer to this, because I had a computer, then a laptop, then this, formatted itself. Because we kept having power cuts. Like, there was this one year where our power just kept coming in and out, and we think it fried my hard drive because I lost everything, and I had to use this program to get back my files, and it lost all my videos that I'd made, because I was very inspired by Renee, the Jay Witz's wife, who was making like Stitch with Me's, but before they were known as that, but it was just a speed stitch where she would record herself stitching and then speed it up, and that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to make plastic canvas versions of the Pokemon, like the full sprites, but I was doing the Gen 2 version, which is probably what made me do the Gen 2 epic Pokemon with the Gen 2 sprites, because I was doing that, and then up went my computer. But now I have backups, so thanks for the advice. I'm just excited to try and make friends in the community, because I'm the only person who I know that cross stitches, and I love working on my projects and want to share. Yeah, and when you start, let us know, and we will come over and cheer you on. Some people tend to do their first floss tube as a whip parade. You don't have to, you could just start with a regular monthly one and then do the whip parade when you're ready. But it's nice to see all the projects you have, even if you don't work on them all. Like, there are many I showed off that I haven't touched in years. So, but like, that's why I like my streams, because it allows me to work on projects, even ones I wouldn't normally work on. Not because I don't like them. If I didn't like a project, I wouldn't work on it. Sometimes it's just a me issue. Like, I don't like working on Ada, but I have projects that are still on Ada that I would really want done. Yeah, Natty's right as well. There are also Facebook groups that you can share your love for cross stitch. And some of them have little self-promotion areas where you can post your floss tubes. I think in my Discord, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure, I could be very wrong. I don't. I should. I should make, in the share your socials, I should have a YouTube channel one. I just realised I don't. I have a Twitter, an Instagram, an Etsy, a shop, a Twitch, and a Trello. A Trello's like a mood board thing. I might get rid of the Twitter because I don't think anyone uses that, and then I might add YouTube to this. I recently just joined the Full Coverage Fanatics, so I've been sharing some of my pictures there. Oh. I've heard so much about that group, all positive. I don't think I've heard anything negative from that group. It's just the challenges. I really don't like doing stitching challenges. I don't mind self-imposed ones that I put on myself where it's like, oh, in this month I work on this project, I would love to have I'd love to reach 5% or whatever, or a page finish. But I'm not going to be like joining all the full coverage things where it's like you need to work on a project that has this theme, because then you're just starting for the sake of a start, and it's like, So that's a really good group. Yeah, I'm not doing the challenges, but just like excited for my progress and stuff, so I've been sharing on there as well a little. Yeah. I'm in a couple of floss tubers Facebook groups, which is also why I brought up on my stream last week about whether or not I should make a Facebook group for those of you that are on YouTube that don't want to join the Discord, because I know that sometimes most people want to use a Facebook group rather than Discord. I have a very small group on Facebook. It's called Stitch and Books. We choose a book to read, listen while you stitch if you're interested. Oh. See, I tend to watch more YouTube and things than listen to audiobooks or read a book. I have many a book I would like to read or listen to, but then it just comes down to actually doing it. That's the problem with me. I'm very good at planning things. I'm very bad at executing those plans. I love Discord, just didn't realize you had one. I'm like, Emma, I watch a lot of YouTube, yeah. Like, I'm literally watching YouTube right now. I'm not kidding. I'm watching a floss tube. I've got to catch up on all my videos. I got really behind. But at the end of my stream today, when I post my Discord link in Twitch, when I end, I will also post it in YouTube's chat. I was meant to set up a bot to do that, and I completely lost my weekend. I woke up and it was Saturday, I blinked and it was Sunday, and then I stitched and then it was today, and I was like, oh. So I'm hoping with me getting up earlier, I will be fine. Because what we also do once a month on a Wednesday, on the last Wednesday of the month, we do it's almost like a show and tell where you guys get to post your whips. And I don't care if you post just the one or you post like 20. But you can post as many as you want. Like, Little has her own little thread in my Discord, because when we were doing monogamy, we had threads for people, and Little just keeps posting in there instead, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It means that I just have to go somewhere else, and sometimes I do look through the regular channels as well. Although at the moment I'm spamming my own server. Like, if I go through my Baps channel and my stitch-alongs, it's just me. It's just me. Like, for the last 2 months, it's just me, and then occasionally a Kel will pop in with a Belle's Cottage. And it's like, no, at the moment it's still all me. I'm just scrolling, it's just me. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just most of the people that watch me are either really busy or don't cross stitch and crochet instead. Like Doctor has the the crochet channel all to herself at the moment. One, two, three, four. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just starting another thread over here. But yeah, you're welcome. The other craft switch channel. Yeah, you also have that one too, don't you? Yeah. The other crafts whips and finishes. That is the crochet channel. Yeah, the other crafts whips, that is the crochet channel. But the finishes too, those are your channels, Doctor, at the moment. I was a knit before I tried cross stitch for a long time. There does seem to be a bit of a link between people that do one type of fibre art and then before you know it, they've got them all. Although I don't know how to, I've tried learning how to crochet. I even had Lumi teach me on a stream where we streamed together. I just don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know how to hold the thread, well, the yarn. I either do it too tight where my finger starts to turn blue, or not tight enough and I have no tension. I just don't know what to do. I should get one of those tension rings. I just don't think these hands were built for crochet or knitting. My nan knits, but my nan tends to knit just squares, though she hasn't done it in ages. But I remember when I was growing up, my nan used to come home from work and she'd just sit on the sofa and she'd grab a little bag, like a little carrier bag, and it'd have her knitting needles in it and it'd have her yarn, and she'd just sit there and she'd just make a square, and then she'd finish the square, put it in the bag, grab another bit and do another. And it's like, she never had, I don't think she ever planned to do anything with them. We don't even know where they are. But if I had to guess, they're probably full of moth holes because we have a moth problem. Now my sister has birds. It's not the birds that are causing the moth problem per se, it's the food. For some reason, moths just love bird food. And they seem to come pre-packaged with it. So every now and again, we just have to put the bird food in the freezer. When I first made that Discord, my Discord, I used to have each craft separate. So I used to have cross stitch. This was before diamond painting became a thing, so there was no diamond painting channel, but I just had cross stitch, knitting, crochet, sewing as different like channels, and then each, oh my god, hang on. Sorry, oh my god, my throat's still funny. I just had a drink and everything. I told you I have like a tickly cloth. I have a tickly cough. I hope I'm not getting sick, because that would be a bummer. I don't feel like it, but illnesses can just come out of nowhere for me, so who knows. But yeah, so I used to have each craft as a category, like a channel category, and then in that I'd have like the general, the whips, the finishes and things like that. And then just before I made it live, I was like, maybe I should condense it, because I felt like it was too much. Like I had my sister join the Discord to see, but what I realize now, what I could have done, although I don't think it was a feature at the time, where I could assign roles to people, so only people that wanted that particular hobby could see those channels, so that way a cross stitcher wouldn't see the crocheting channel if they didn't want to. Look at the percentage. Nice 9.69. You know what, it's gonna even better in like a couple of years, maybe, when it's at, I'm very ambitious with saying a couple of years, when it's at 69.69. have to get a whole colour out for one stitch soon. Ew. I hate that. That one's going to be stitched independently, and that one. So I might do that one, then this one. Wait, this... We haven't finished. Oh, I apparently did finish that row. I just never... Hang on, I've done it again. I've done that thing where I get too ambitious and I... was that not supposed to be there? Was this one? No. What? Where? What did I park? Did I park something there? I definitely did. What did I park there? Did I end the wrong one? Probably. I think I ended the wrong colour. Bums. Bums. Yeah, I definitely did. This is the one that's supposed to be ended. And bums. It's fixing time. Although I can't fix... I mean, I can fix this kind of. Actually, before I finish unpicking that, I should double check. Are you DMC4? Because if you are, then yes. Yeah, it's the wrong one. I put the wrong one. It's fine. It happens occasionally. This is a problem. There's too many greys on this piece. I get them confused. Why is it when I want to undo this, it won't undo? But when I don't, it will. This is how secure that... I know you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. But that knot was very secure. Right, give me this thread back. You are the one that needs to go. I might finish this row and then call stream. Because I need to unfrog, well, not unfrog, but I need to do that to fix it. Valid? Yeah. Reminds Emma to say her saying from an hour ago, I don't even have to look anymore. I can separate the symbols without looking. Some of the colours, no, when I say I can separate them without looking, I mean I can look on my thread card to see the symbol. Not this. When I know what the symbol is, the problem is there's too many greys too close together. I wasn't paying attention to which one I was grabbing. Because you know how I have that habit of selecting a colour and then ticking off before I stitched it? I think that's what I did. Because I just did it with this one. And I think that's why I got confused, because I had one needle in my hand. I'd already marked off the colour before, so my brain went, oh, that's the one that goes there. No, it's not. Cut a thread for no reason, but luckily I can salvage this, so. Oh, it's there. No, where is that other needle? Let me just put the colour I just... Anyone know where I just put that? That's that. Where did I just put the colour? This is the one I need to take off. But where's the one I just undone to put there? Is it... If I lost it... Hang on, I need to check myself. Hang on. No, it's not on me. It's not on the floor. That's that. That needle. Where did I just put that thread? I just undone it. I've lost my DMC4. Wait. Sometimes I lay my thread card on and it picks colors up. Oh, it was on the thread card. It is all good. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I have a thread bed. We're gonna put it in here for now, so I don't lose it again. Reminder, the number 4 is in the thread bed. Now I have to do the anxious thing again where I have to cut. When it comes to stitching, I still have to pay attention. When it comes to picking the colour off of the thread card, I don't. Because the thing is, these thread cards only have the DMC, they don't have the symbol. Most companies do the symbol with the thread. So like, the colour I'm fixing is an arrow. But on this, it's just 3. Right, back up, here we go. I don't need to unmark this because I'm just gonna fix it. I mean, I can even see where it's supposed to go from the ghosting, but I'll double check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, ghosting. What is ghosting? When you frog stitches, sometimes you can see the remnants of where it was. I do have an example. Let me do this thread and I'll go grab it. I know where it is. My finish of the Divine Beast cell has it. So I could tell that my thread went there because it left. I know you guys can't see because the camera is down, looking down there, and I'm up here, but it's basically where the threads leave a kind of stain. You can get rid of them by using like a toothbrush or a bit of tape, or like it's like a mini lint roller essentially. I do it on really bad colors, so like it's like a color that's very obvious. Let me just come back down here on Pattern Keeper so I know where I am. So let me do that. I just whacked my leg. Oh. So here's the Divine Beast cell. So when I was working on Cerberus, I need to cut this fabric down still. I don't need all of this, I only need the half to show. So when I was working on the Divine Beast cell, Pegasus, hang on, my mic's in the way a little bit. Let me fold Pegasus up. So Cerberus. So when I was stitching on Cerberus, this is a very light coloured fabric, and Cerberus is very purple. So you can actually still see it, even though I have done all the techniques, you can still see it, but right there, I know it's hard to see because of the autofocus and stuff, I don't have it on, but you can see some purple, and it's because, well, it's actually dark blue, because when I was stitching this ear, I counted off of here for some reason for this dog, I think, for this dog's ear. So it's left what I call ghosting, which is basically where you could see where I'd stitched because the threads are still there. And yeah, I've gone over, like sometimes if you go over the back with the tape as well, it can help get those out, but it's just not coming out. And I can't wash this because this is hand-dyed fabric. That petite treasure braid on 40 count looks so nice, but it's very scratchy, but it looks so good. I love stitching on 40 count now. over 2. It just makes everything look so tiny and dainty. But yeah, so that's what ghosting is. It's just where you have remnants of a frog. I have one project that has it really bad. Let me fold this back up. I think the pictures of it are in Notion. Let me double check. I know they're in my Discord somewhere. It's one of the reasons why when you know you see, but in the overall it's okay, yeah. Thanks for explaining, you're welcome. Oh, they've just finished, so I'll show you this and then I will end stream. Let me go to Notion real quick. I think it's, it would be 2020, I think. No, yes it is, but I don't think the pictures are in here. No. Wait, let me look again. Oh, it is actually, you can actually see it in this, hang on. Reminder, the number 4 is on the thread minder. Yeah, it's in the thread bed, it's asleep. So this is Ansitru's Froggy Mushroom Cottage. I started this in 2020. When I stitched this, I started it on stream and I was doing all the outlines first. I stitched this entire log. I know it's a bit hard to see that this is a log right here. Is my mouse showing up? Yeah, it is. There's a log right here and this frog and this leaf. So I stitched all that and it was all off. It was all off. I did not zoom in. That's my mouse being silly. You can actually see, it's a bit difficult on this picture, but you can actually see the quote unquote ghosting. Like you can see this bit here is here, like this whole frog I stitched too far down. Let me see if I can real quick on my Discord find the actual picture. Let me see if I can do frog. That's gonna be a lot of results. If we sort from the oldest, quick. I see it, yeah. Oh wait, if we jump to there and I scroll up. Oh, did I not post it in this Discord? I swear I did. Wait, I did. I did. Do I have a picture of it frogged? Oh, there's the ghost. Let me open this in a new tab. That opened in the complete wrong place. Why did it open there? Of all the places to open. Hang on, let me grab it. Okay. So, can you see the ghost? Oh god, that's a bit too zoomed in. Can you see the entire ghost? So this was, because this is a light blue fabric, I know it doesn't look it, but this is on a light blue fabric. I had to frog the frog. And so it left all this, and I had done the toothbrush on this, I had done the tape, front and back, and that's still there. I think it's even still there to this very day. I had to unpick all of that, and to see how bad it is, I spent ages looking at the pictures to see where I went wrong. But this was the mock-up, so this is what I had stitched on stream that day, and this is what it looked like, and I was like, it's not lining up, because as you can see, so the dark blue is the highlighted. It's like how I have Pattern Keeper now, but this is before light mode. Look at how ugly Pattern Keeper is in light mode. I hated it so bad. But yeah, so I had done all this and I was doing this, and as you can see, it's meant to line up kind of like with this, and I'm supposed to be a lot closer to this grumpy tree. It's the mushroom, it's the door, but I called it a grumpy tree. And look at how far away I am. Social distancing was in effect with this project. Like, that's how bad it was. I had social distancing. Again, that's how close it was supposed to be. That's how far away it was. I think I counted off here. So I'd stitched all this, and then I just done all this darker thread, and I did all that, and I was like, So I was, as you can imagine, very upset. That was about, I think I had done like 400 plus stitches on that, and I had to frog it all. I was very sad. I actually said in my Discord, I literally said, I was like, someone was like, it's there, and I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's not that, it's 3 from that to start off the leaf. And I said, oh, it is that. I am dumb. And I was like, how did I do this? I think I did it on stream too. Well, tomorrow I'm going to rip out the lighter colour because I'm not about to rip the frog out. I ripped the frog out instead. And I said, there's another mistake because what I'm stitching isn't going to line up with the other part of the stem. And I said, well, that's 488 stitches down the drain. And I was like, I'll come back to it tomorrow. It's fine. I did have a headache, which didn't help. But yeah, that was me in 2020. So I vowed to never start a project on stream ever again. And since then I have done nothing but start. So it's fine. I broke the starting. I can't start a non-full coverage piece on stream because that seems to be the curse. But yeah, so that's what ghosting is. Thank you for listening to my very long explanation on a question that took 2 minutes to answer. But that is the nature of me. I'm just gonna frog this so I remember I haven't done it. Hey. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me. So let me just hop on over to here and put this to the side for a sec. Yeah, thank you all for coming today. I appreciate every single one of you. Whether you were here all of the time, part of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, because you were lurking. I do appreciate those of you that were taking the time out of your day to lurk. Haven't seen Littles tonight? No, me either. Dunno. It's fine. She's probably busy with work or something. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow, like I said, with Olivia's hydrangeas, where I will be working, where I'll be working on Olivia's hydrangeas. I don't know why I said that. But if you would like to join the Discord to be notified of when I go live, I do recommend maybe I do recommend joining my Discord, but I do recommend getting the Twitch notification for notifications when I go live, even though I have a YouTube role, because the YouTube one goes off twice for some reason. I haven't quite figured out why, but it goes off when I'm finished streaming and then when the VOD's up, like when the VOD's available. So I don't know why. If it only went off when I started the stream, it'd be fine, but it's not. It's definitely yeah. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow at around 3:30 p.m. UK time. We'll see. You also nearly had me for 4 hours today. You cheeky. And then Wednesday is Cherry Magpie, Thursday is more Olivia, and Friday is more Death. And then it's the weekend, and then the last week of January approaches. There will not be a stream next Friday. I don't stream on the last Friday of the month because that's when I film my floss tubes. So the schedule should say that. I do need to post a schedule on YouTube as well, so that way people know, because I only have the Thursday, Friday streams on there. But yeah. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you all stay safe and stay warm and stay cool and extra safe if you live somewhere where it's not so safe right now, because times are horrible everywhere. With all that said, I will see you hopefully back here tomorrow. If I don't, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day regardless of whether you join me tomorrow or not. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I hope to see you in a stream sometime soon. So until then, take care, stay safe once again, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.